Hey everyone! Today we'll be reviewing the basics required for graphing quadratic functions by hand. Let's look at the properties for a quadratic function. Now if we have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c as our given quadratic function, where a is greater than 0, it will resemble a situation where we have a concave up parabola. Now, a concave up parabola will have a minimum value, and we call this minimum the minimum point, a vertex. In this particular example, the vertex happens to be the same as the y-intercept, which we know y-intercept means the place where your graph crosses the y-axis. Also, a parabola in this diagram has two x-intercepts, two places where we cross the x-axis. And we express those as ordered pairs, the x value, comma 0, x value, comma 0. So this diagram represents a situation where a is greater than 0. So in general, we should memorize that if we have a given quadratic function where a is greater than 0, then it will be concave up, and as a result, there will be a minimum value at the vertex. Now, if we have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is less than 0, it will represent a concave down parabola. And again, it's going to have the behavior such that if we have a concave down parabola, we achieve a maximum value over the graph at the vertex. This vertex in this case is not the same as the y-intercept as it was in the previous case. The y-intercept here represents an ordered pair 0, comma y, whatever the y value is. And then we have two x-intercepts. In this diagram, it appears as though we have an x-intercept on the left of the y-axis and an x-intercept to the right of the y-axis. Again, in general, we should memorize, if we have a quadratic function y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where y is less than 0, then it will be concave down. Therefore, there will be a maximum value achieved at the vertex. So let's focus on something that will help us in order to find our properties required for graphing. The first thing we want to do is identify the values of a, b, and c, and then that will help us to find the equation for the axis of symmetry. The equation for the axis of symmetry is given by x equals the opposite of b over 2a. This represents our vertical line that cuts our parabola into a mirror image. And then when we plug this value of x in to our quadratic function, we find the corresponding value of y to find the ordered pair that represents our vertex. Then we'll make we'll make a table of two values to the left of our vertex and two values to the right of our vertex, so we can test for symmetry and look at what this graph looks like. And then when we connect the dots, remember, we connect them in a smooth curve, as this is a quadratic function, not a linear function. There will be a curve connecting all of our dots. And that's it for the basics for being able to graph a quadratic function by hand.